What's up, my peeps? Joshua Smith here with another episode, another week of leveling up with me, dude. So, first off, just want to thank you guys for listening to the show. Whether you're listening, watching, if you haven't already, go to www.gsdmode.com. When you go on there, you can be prompted to enter. There's an opt-in, right? So you can put in your name, your email. So when we email you these episodes each week, we email you things that are going on, any epic shit that we have going on, whether it's cool content, some of the free reports that we're doing, just ensures that you don't miss any of this content. So if you want to be on our email list to make sure that you don't lose any of this stuff, we don't send out junk and spam and BS. It's all stuff of value. So make sure you jump on there, check that out. Make sure you guys are sharing the show. Share your favorite episodes. If you enjoy this show, if you like this show, if you know anybody else that you feel can benefit from the show, share the show. You guys sharing the show, you guys watching, you guys listening, you guys sharing this show is what allows us to continue doing these for free. I always want to bring these 100% free to you guys out there to give you a good, free, tactical place to get some awesome information, awesome inspiration, but also tactical information, right? Tactical strategy on how to grow your businesses and all of that. And on GSDmode.com as well, make sure you're checking out our interviews. Make sure you're checking out the GSD Knowledge Rounds, the other stuff we have going on there. So today, you guys, I want to talk to you when it comes to leveling up. I want to talk to you, and we've talked about this a couple times. We've talked about money, quite a bit on the show, and I want to talk to you more about money today and why it's so critical. Today, it just seems like more that we've had this shift, and I'm not a super young dude, but I'm also not a super old dude, so I'm 33 years old, but I've seen a shift in my lifetime of just the mentality about money, about people with money and the perception of them, and how the perception of money just being evil. And it used to be the dude that made it, the dude that came from nothing, that created something epic with his life, had the mansion, had the nice car, whatever it was, dude, that just went out there and created something cool. There was a level of respect. It was like, dude, that guy's a badass. That person's made it. They worked their ass off. Now, it's more like these people are like villains out there, right? They're kind of torn down, taken down, and there's been this big shift of the way that we perceive money, the way that we look at money, and to me, it's a cop-out. So to me, it's in leveling up is about leveling up in life, escaping from mediocrity, escaping from living an average life. So our minds, our brains are hardwired for survival, dude. It's crazy is like since the caveman days, right? Since, it used to be we had to survive from getting eaten by like tigers, right? So I guess though on the news, we're seeing more people still getting eaten by lions, but not that's not funny at all. But, that stuff still exists, right? But what I mean is our brains were hardwired for survival. They're 100% hardwired for survival, and and it's all debatable whether you think it's 6,000 years that human beings have been here or millions of years that human beings have been here. Our minds have really evolved and adapted and changed very, very, very little, right? So our minds are still meant for survival. So then what happens is we start justifying. And I've talked about this before. I think my GSD Knowledge Round on my favorite books, but one of my favorite books that I got recommended by Tony Robbins to read, or I was listening to Tony Robbins, and he highly recommended the book. Was called The Believing Brain, and it's just how powerful our brain is on getting us to believe and back up any concept we want it to back up. Whatever it is, dude, like whatever you want to have a truth in your world, in your own reality, your brain will back that up. So then what happens, and this is just my belief system, my opinion on this, but what's happened is to support a life of average, to make people feel better about themselves for being average, for not going out there and creating that epic life for them and their families, we start to vilify and tear down money. We start believing that money becomes evil, or that money's a bad thing. So then it's a defense mechanism. So then now we're justified in our own head, and again, it's that defense survival mechanism that just happens. The reality is, we are in a monetary system. So I'm not saying that I agree with it. Right? Is a resource system better than a monetary system? My opinion, hell yeah, dude. But that's not what I'm here to talk about and debate. The reality is that we exist in a monetary system. Money, it takes money to operate life, dude. If I want to drink water. Water's not free. Water costs me money. My computer costs me money. Internet costs me money. To put gas in my car costs me money. The clothes on my back costs me money. My kids are in martial arts right now, and my wife came home, and because they're always testing and whatnot, so the came home, she just stroked the check for the month, and it was like, okay, well, it's $285 a month for karate, so for kids to be involved in these sports, right? Well, that costs money. Everything that we do, dude, costs money. We live in a monetary system, so quit thinking about money as a negative or a positive. Just think of it as it's a resource. It's a reality of the system that we live in. How can I use this as a tool to create more of an epic life for myself? Because it's not about the money. I mean, what the hell does money do for you? It's a piece of paper, right? But it's a resource that creates that epic life that you really want for yourself and for your family, right? To go on those vacations that you want to go on to eat the way that you want to eat. I eat a very, very strict, clean, organic diet to maintain a certain amount of energy. It's expensive as shit. It's expensive as hell, dude. It's to do that. So it allows me to do that, but then it allows me to go provide those opportunities. I want to put my kids in karate. Not saying I've got to give my kids everything and anything. I'm not that way at all. I don't believe in turning my kids into just a bunch of freeloaders that are just milking off of mom and dad. They've got to earn their way as well. But if they want to get involved in karate, and I've got to pay that $300 a month or $285 a month, if they want to get involved in swim lessons, if they want to do all of this stuff, I want to create those opportunities, for them in order to do that. So we've got to start looking at money as, okay, this is just a resource. This is the reality of the place that that exists right now. I'm not going to have resistance to it. I may not like it, but don't have resistance to it. Not having resistance, giving up resistance doesn't mean that you're okay with it. Doesn't mean that you agree with it, but it's just, okay, hey, here's the reality. I can't change the fact that it's this way. You can't change the fact that it's this way. So this is the reality of it. How can I eliminate that resistance here with the reality and go out there and create that epic life? Go out there and create the things, the opportunities I want to create for my family. So I don't look at money as bad, negative, positive, right? It just is. Right, it's just there. So then, and I also do. I just believe in dealing in realities, and I am not like the sky is falling, 10 hat wearing kind of a cat, conspiracy kind of, that's not my style at all. However, dude, if you look at, just start paying attention, you guys. So when people are like, oh, well, Josh, shit, don't you want to spend more time with your family? Aren't you, or you're just greedy? Well, first of all, they don't understand time. We've talked about this a lot. I spend a tremendous amount of time with my family. I just cut out all the other bullshit. I can work 80 hours a week and also spend 40 hours a week with my wife and my kids, and invest more family time and awesome family time with them than most people ever could fathom. I just cut out all the other bullshit that isn't serving and supporting my life and accomplishing what I want to accomplish. So that's the first limiting belief that you got to ditch out of your mindset. So, but then from there, it's like, okay, why are you doing this? Why do I do all this? Well, dude, I just pay attention. Like, what the hell's taking place in the world? What's going on in the planet? Within 50 years, it's projected that within 50 years, and less than 50 years, I believe it's by 2040, 75% of the population will be urbanized. So we're growing, the population is growing at such an exponential rate, dude. You start running out of resources. You start running out of things that we can offer. You start to, the gap between poor and rich is getting larger. Middle class is getting wiped out. It's going to continue to get wiped out. So why do I push so hard? Why do I do all this shit? Because, dude, I want to provide opportunities for my family at all points right now, but also, dude, in 50 years, if shit gets pretty ugly out there, I want to be able to be in a position that I can provide for my family. Right? If I've got to pay a certain X amount of money because the population is so urbanized and with crime and whatever, I got to pay this much more to live over here to create these opportunities, whatever it may be, dude, you damn right I'm going to be in that position. If I got to jump on a rocket, and join Elon Musk to go live on Mars with my family, in 75 years or whatever, I want to be in a position to do that. I'm not right now, but I keep grinding every single day. Think of that. Now, Now, I'm also blessed because I do what I love, and all of you that listen to the show, you guys are doing what you love as well. So none of this ever feels like work. But think about big picture shit, dude. Think about, this is the system that we live in. For me to go out there and create these opportunities, it takes this thing. Let me go out there and become a badass and brilliant at making that thing. It doesn't mean you worship it. Doesn't mean that it needs to become your God. Just become damn good at knowing how to make it, knowing how to keep it, knowing how to create more of it, so you can create more opportunities for yourself and for your family, right? And again, man, I mean, to level up and take care of your health in a certain manner takes money. You know, I want a certain type of health insurance. I want to eat a certain way. I want to do certain preventative things. I want to work out a certain way. Do these things that cost a decent chunk of money, so it's leveling up with my relationships, leveling up with my health, leveling up in my businesses. Every element of it takes money. So again, ditch the damn concept that it's a negative thing. And just start thinking big picture. Be like, why am I doing this? What exists? What happens when this happens? At this population growth, if these things continue to happen, if what we're seeing right now continues to happen, which I don't understand why. I mean, we're not really seeing any reason to think that it would shift and have a dramatic shift. If this continues to happen, what position should I be in, or do I want to be in, to create those future opportunities for myself, for my kids, for my grandkids, whatever it may be in that future? So for me, it's my push, my drive, my desire is so much greater than, has nothing to do with just because I want my bank account to hit a certain dollar amount. It has nothing to do with ego. It has nothing to do with greed, right? It all boils down to operating at my full potential of my full self. That's all it is. Leveling up is reaching my full potential as myself. I want to be, the best father, the best husband, the best entrepreneur, everything that I'm involved in that I can control. I want to be epic at and be the best at. In order to do that, and just calling it like it is, dude, it takes money. Right? So then, okay, if I need this resource to level up to be that, and I'm not saying that you need money to create happiness. However, dude, it's I've had no money and I've had money, and I'm just telling you right now, it's a hell of a lot more fun when you have some money. Life is a hell of a lot more fun, dude. It's nice being able to, take your kids to, a staycation or spend that time with them, but going to the beach and doing all of this different stuff that we're able to go out there and do and enjoy that stuff. Not saying that it's necessary or you can't have a great relationship if you don't, but I'm just saying it absolutely helps with it. So for me, it's just operating at my full potential. So if I want to be the best father that I possibly can, and everybody defines that, I guess, differently, but for me, it's my moral and ethical obligation is to provide opportunities for my family. Once I became a parent, it wasn't about me. It's about, that's my first responsibility. I'm not the first responsibility. It's my job to leave the cave every single day, go out there, kill stuff, and bring it back to feed my family. So in order for me to do that, I've got to be operating at my full potential, leveling up to continue to create those opportunities. I don't need to just create opportunities today. I need to create opportunities for today, for tomorrow, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 50 years while I exist on this planet. I stopped leveling up the second I expire on this planet, dude. The second that my time is pieced out, I'm not going to stop leveling up and stop just because I'm like, oh, well, I'm 60, so I no longer have to be worried about being a great father. No, fuck no, dude. I want to be an epic, the best father at the age of 60 that I can be to my parents at that time, right? I want to keep leveling up, keep pushing with all of that, you guys. So keep leveling up, dude. Keep leveling up in what you must master, what you must do, operating at your full potential. Money has a big issue with that, or a big part of that. Don't get wrapped up in the keeping up with the Joneses mindset, all this other BS that exists out there. Stay disciplined. Let the average, let people that operate their life through emotions operate in that space. You stay focused. You stay disciplined. And if I'm going to be doing this anyway, why wouldn't I want to try to maximize? If I'm going to be here 8, 10, 12, 16 hours a day, why wouldn't I want to get the most out of that time that I possibly could? Right? And then, okay, now I've got this money. How do I invest this money? How do I keep this money? How do I save this money? What is that most strategic long-term game plan for us and for our lives? So anyway, you guys, I'm going to end it here. I could keep going on and on and on about this stuff forever, but hopefully you've enjoyed this episode. Start thinking. Most people just sleepwalking through life. They're just trying to get through the day, never get from it, right? That's why so many people just go home and crash in front of the couch watching reality TV all night and hide behind food and alcohol and drugs and whatnot, just because they're just trying to get through it, dude. Don't get through it. Live it intentionally. Get from it. Live it. Think big picture. Be disciplined. Make those decisions. You need to be living in order to level up and continue leveling up and become uber successful in this life. You must be willing to do certain things in your life that nobody else is willing to do, in order then to live the rest of your life like nobody else is able to live. So keep pushing, keep grinding, stay big picture, keep watching the show, listening to the show. Thank you guys again. Have an epic day, and we'll talk to you really soon.